Blackmagic have just announced the ATEM SDI range, 3 new versions of their hugely popular ATEM mini products, but this time with SDI ports rather than HDMI ports. There are 3 models, the ATEM SDI, ATEM SDI Pro ISO, and the ATEM SDI Extreme ISO. So it's a slightly more streamlined lineup than the HDMI models, which is nice to see. The baseline ATEM SDI is the simple and affordable switching only model. 4 SDI inputs, 2 SDI outputs, plus the picture-in-picture and graphics features that we're used to from the HDMI model. There's no encoding here, so you can't stream directly from the unit, but you can connect it as a USB webcam, which is nice. It's a great product, but I think most people that would be interested in these SDI versions rather than the HDMI versions that already exist on the market would be more interested in the Pro ISO and the Extreme ISO models. So these are just like the ATEM SDI, but with the built-in encoding capability. This means you can stream directly from the unit itself, which is of course hugely important for these, but it also means you can record a clean feed of each camera input alongside the program output onto a connected USB hard drive. So you can then take those recordings into post-production really easily. Plus, if you're editing in Resolve, it's even easier, as it gives you a project file ready to go with the media already loaded in and the edits made to echo your live mixing on the switcher. And that is really efficient and saves you an incredible amount of time if that's your workflow. That's becoming a really popular way of using these ATEM products. So the Pro ISO has 4 SDI inputs and 2 outputs, and the Extreme ISO has 8 inputs and 4 outputs. They also have all the other features we've come to expect from ATEM products, like a built-in Fairlight audio mixer, supersource feeds and mix effects, chroma key support, standards conversion. These are all really feature-packed products, just like their HDMI versions are. So on the surface, these are ATEM mini products with SDI rather than HDMI. And I can absolutely see that being enough for a lot of customers changing over from their current ATEM mini setups to one of these SDI versions, as SDI of course has some significant advantages over HDMI, especially if your cameras are further than 15 meters away from your mixing desk. In fact, a lot of people were actually taking SDI cameras and running SDI back to the ATEM minis, but then just having to use a load of SDI converters to make it work. So these will simplify that setup massively. But I think this is actually a much more important move from Blackmagic than it would first appear. Their ATEM mini lineup has been hugely popular and changed the industry really, because they're a great price with loads of features built in and everything that you need to get streaming built directly into that one small unit. But the SDI models above the ATEM mini lineup have been a bit strange over the last few years. There was the Television Studio Pro models, which were a bit like a larger version of these, but they had no encoders built in and not as many features. There's the fantastic new ATEM Constellation HD range, but they're a rack-mounted solution, so they're a bit different. You have to have them as a bigger setup. You have to add a panel control, a web presenter, and probably a few more bits as well in order to have a full streaming setup. These appear at first glance like a very simple update, but I think these are actually going to be the perfect middle ground for a lot of customers between a simple HDMI setup and a larger rack mount studio build. I think these will be very popular options from Blackmagic, and if you want to order one for yourself, they are actually available straight away. So head over to proav.co.uk with the link down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.